Summarising data, example 12. We're getting on some reasonably complicated examples now, but I'll go through them a little bit more quickly because I think we're getting the idea of this formula now. We're asked here to calculate an estimate of the standard deviation. It's an estimate because we've got group data. We don't know the exact data, so we can't work it out exactly. Every time we've got group data, we start by working out the midpoint. Midpoints of these intervals are fairly easy to work out. Again, add together the end points, the class boundaries, and half it. So that would be 12 and a half, 17 and a half, 40, and 65. Always working with the midpoints. So what we're saying now is that we had 2.5 minutes 4 times, 7.5 minutes 15 times, and so on. Again, we work out the mean first. Going to use that formula with the F involved because it's a frequency table. In this case, it's a grouped frequency table. And instead of writing X, I'm going to write M because we're working with the midpoints. So we're going to do the frequency times the midpoint and add them up for the top line, and then we'll divide by N, which is the number of different occasions that these telephone calls were lasting for. So we had 27 phone calls altogether. So frequency times midpoint, we're going to have 4 times 2.5, which is 10. You're going to have 15 times 7.5, which is 112.5. So I'm multiplying these two columns, 62.5, 35, 0 in this case, and 65. If you add up that column, it works out to be 285. So the mean is 285 divided by 27. And again, I'm going to just leave that as it is. I don't want a decimal because I'm going to use it in a subsequent calculation. Next step is to work out the standard deviation, which we denote by sigma. This is the one with the square root. So it's the sum of, again, it's a frequency table and we're using midpoints. So I'll write FM squared, and then we'll take away the mean squared. Okay, so we need to work out this quantity on the top, FM squared, and remember, you square the value first and then times it by the frequency. So for the first one, you do 2.5 squared and then times it by 4. Don't multiply them together first and then square it, or you'll get the wrong answer. Okay, so 25 for that one. On the next line, you'd be doing 7.5 squared times 15. And when you do that, you get 843.75. Carry on. You make sure you get these values. Remember, you can always pause the video at any point and fill in the boxes yourself and then see if you've got them right. That one will be 0. And then I think the last one is 4225. So if we add them up, that works out to be 6487.5. So that's this quantity here. 6487.5 divided by the number of items of data, which was 27. Take away the mean squared. And if you work all of that out carefully on your calculator, I hope I've got that right, at 11.4.